So while we're in here, let me give you a little tour. So this van, I believe, is a Nissan 2500. I know that they've got kind of a taller version, and this one's kind of a shorter version. I was a little bit worried about it because that was one thing that I really wanted in a vehicle, was something that was a little bit taller so that you could at least stand in it. But now that I'm sitting in this, it's not too bad. It's actually kind of perfect. I'm sitting almost straight up here, and my head is just barely touching, so it's actually quite comfortable. Let me flip. I am currently on the bed. It appears to be a few inches thick, and I've got a sleeping bag over it. I've got kind of the kitchen set up across from me, the little pantry going on, the whole electrical system. Right now it looks like the solar is 100% charged, which is awesome. All of that stuff in there. I've got a little fridge that I currently have my fruits and some drinks in, and the cheese. It does have a little sink. I did flip this kind of around outside, and I opened that door, and I did the dishes out there, and there is gray water, so I did pour it into here. Just letting that sit in there to dry. It's got a fan that's got a little cover, which I think is super smart. And I might turn this on when I go to bed tonight, maybe crack a window to get some airflow. This was mostly access to the stuff under the sink. This ended up being mostly just like tools, garage stuff. This is kind of the electrical system, and then there was some space down here that has the camping chairs. It's got some hiking poles. I put my water and anything extra that I had down there, extra blankets, pillows, whatever. I did request a sleeping package, which she gave me a sleeping bag, pillow, there was another pillow, there's an electric blanket that I don't think I'll need. This is just my Muji neck pillow. I like it because it comes apart so I can finagle it any which way I need. Lamekins, of course. And then this was the little camping food container. This was also something that I requested. So this one has the Instant Pot. It had butane, pots and pans, trash bags, matches, knife set, cutting board. And then she provided some coffee, and then like a neato little coffee set that's got a grinder and everything already in it. I've got my tortillas, my Mike and Ike's for dinner. Some seasonings. I didn't really want to buy a whole thing of seasoning. I also got some potato chips, it looks like. I didn't remember I got this. So yeah, that's pretty much the inside. It's super cozy. I don't want to say it's tight because it's really not. I've got plenty of room in here. I mean, I'm only doing a 4-day trip, but I could see myself in here fairly comfortable. With me having this camper van for 4 days, 3 nights, I'm just going to run through the really easy food situation that I brought. So my first step after getting the van was actually going to the Walmart that was like a mile away. It wasn't that far. Kind of perfect. So for breakfast, I got some bananas, some apples, and I got some peanut butter. I really wanted like a very small container of it. I didn't really want like a large one. The smallest thing they had was this little squeeze tube. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to go through that in 4 days. Probably. So that's kind of breakfast. Just in case there wasn't coffee or she didn't provide anything for coffee, of which she did, which was awesome. I did bring my AeroPress, and I brought some K-cups. I was actually out of my ground coffee. I think I had maybe enough for like 1 cup. I also had decaf, and I didn't want decaf. So I did bring this coffee for tomorrow, and because I like a little coffee with my creamer, I did get some powdered creamer. There's no way that I'm going to go through this, but I'll drink it at home. And it's powdered, so I can take it back. And then, as I kind of showed before, I had just a Campbell's Chunky. It wasn't this one. I think it had like sirloin and vegetables. This one's creamy chicken noodle. But just heating those up in that little instant pot has been amazing. I do have a butane stove. I've never used one before. But I'm kind of excited to just try that out if need be. So I got 2 soups, one's eaten. And then I got some canned chicken, all with pop tops. Some tortillas and some cheese. And so I can make some quesadillas if need be. And then just in case, I did get a maple and brown sugar instant oat for breakfast. Just in case. And then I think I got some Mike and Ike's for dessert. Good morning, guys. It's almost exactly 8 a.m., which means that I probably got about 9 to 10 hours of sleep last night. This bed is not comfortable for side sleepers. I had to sleep on my back and force myself to, but once I did that, I actually got a few hours in. It started off at like high 70s in here, and I was actually quite warm last night. However, I don't know if you can tell now, I'm quite bundled up. I brought my merino wool set. I'll probably wear it tomorrow, but I don't know if you can see that. I'll bring it over here. Well, I don't know if I can, but it says that it's 53 degrees outside and 61 inside. It was 60 when I first woke up this morning. So I woke up and I instantly put on some extra layers before opening the doors, which is kind of nice. I was told there's about a 10-degree difference between the inside and outside typically. Would that be warmer? Most likely. So yeah, other than that, it was super comfortable. This is definitely like the perfect amount of room. I'm loving it a lot. I'm just really enjoying it. So I slept for a bit longer than I had expected to. However, I'm not mad about it. I needed it. And I did stay up a little bit later than I expected reading. So I'm going to try to make some coffee. Maybe we'll drive by the cold plunge area, and then I might get on the road to see if I can find a campsite for tonight. Cool. Catch you then. Bye. Okay, let's see if I can figure out how to use this thing. Looks like there's a grinder on top. Filter. Dog hair. Oh. Okay, and then it just pops out and you've got two little mugs. She did provide some ground or unground coffee beans. So let me get those. While I was there, I grabbed some oatmeal. Accidentally opened it. I'll have to clean that out. Perfect timing. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Got some fresh ground beans. Now, is there a difference in cups? I think. It should not matter as I flip out the little things and then pour it. Okay. It's a very small amount of coffee that will be in here. Maybe it'll be more like an espresso shot than anything. And go grab a utensil and dig in.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto Wind River Road.
So I've stopped by a few fruit stands so far. This valley is totally full of them, so this is awesome that they're open. I took a little video of me going into this latest one. I went to a few before, but I was told by a coworker that I really need to try Marionberry. So at the first place that I went to, I got some mountain blackberry. They did have a Marionberry pepper jelly, but it wasn't in less than 4 ounces. Unfortunately, while there, I also got Oregon blueberry jam or preserves. And then at this one that I just took some videos in, it was absolutely astounding. Everything was beautiful. There were so many options. There's even a whole section of lotions from Oklahoma, and they had one called Oklahoma Girl. I was pretty close to buying it, but like, why do I need to? So I took a picture. So this place was called Draper Girls Cider Company, and they had beans, they had lotion, they had soap, they had felted sheep soap, they had tinned things from Spain. It was amazing. They had a little bit of everything, and there I was able to get Oregon Marionberry preserves by themselves. So this ended up being perfect, and I'm super excited to try this. I don't know if I'll stop at any more on my way into this next campsite. However, I did get a little pamphlet that talks about all of kind of the fruit available, and specifically the Draper Girls Farm company, it looks like. Cool.
Continue on Cooper Spur Road for 3 miles.
So I'm currently walking along a trail that the Brighton Bush Hot Spring folks told me about. I'm planning on staying there tomorrow night. However, whoop, I don't know if I trust that one. They told me that there's a free hot spring that I could access tonight. I was up for an adventure. And so I'm doing that now. And I'm talking to you guys because I don't want to seem silly, but I also don't want to come across a bear. And they say to make a lot of noise so that they aren't startled by you. So I'm talking to myself, but in the least creepy way possible. Thank you guys. I don't really think there's gonna be any bears out here anyways. This is a burned forest. And this is fireweed. Look at the pretty purple. I plan on harvesting some of this before I leave. The flowers are just a nice ornamental. The leaves, they don't really smell like much. Okay. Pretty much acted like I was talking to you guys the whole time. But we've made it to the free hot spring. Wow. This whole thing under there. She did say it was questionable for sanitary purposes, I assume. Fair. It would be kind of gross. Let's see. Okay, let's test the water. Pretty warm. I'm gonna guess that that's like the ultra hot up there. Wow. This is old. Oh god. Okay, it looks like the black one's leading into this blue, which is leading into this pool. Ooh, that's hot. That's real hot. Also looks like it's leaking down into the river. Hey guys, coming at you from the Brighton Bush campground after a long day of searching for campsites. You know, I think I caused a lot of it myself. There were plenty of spots that I could have stopped at and stayed at, but chose not to, like distributed camping sites and whatnot. There were a few also that I noticed in some campsites that just like nobody was at, so maybe I could have asked. But essentially I made it all the way to Brighton Bush, and this was originally where I wanted to stay. So it ended up working out. I just didn't think I was going to make it this far. But after staying at the campground and in a cute little spot, there's a lot of fallen trees beside me and around me. They had some fires here recently, and so they're still cleaning up after that. But there's cool river access that I went down and I took a little dip because I was getting sweaty and hot. And then I went over to the Brighton Bush Hot Springs. So I kind of read about it beforehand, but I didn't really know what was up. So I ended up heading over there. It was just like across the river. And it sounds like they've got campsites tomorrow. It's a little bit more expensive. It's like $116, I think she said. But it comes with 3 full meals and 24-hour access to the hot springs, which I freaking love. And after it being like 53 degrees last night and this morning, I think that might be very, very pleasant. So I'm thinking that I will just take a really chill day tomorrow. Maybe go find somewhere to take a hike. I haven't really done an actual legitimate hike yet. And then I will have a nice place to stay with showers, 3 meals provided, even though I brought food, so we'll see how that is. And hopefully it's just a really nice, relaxing time there. I freaking love hot springs, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get into this one. So I'm super excited about it. One of the other hot springs, my secondary choice for the area, is actually closed due to wildfires starting August 11. So that was fairly recent, which is unfortunate. And then there's another one, Terwilliger, something along those lines, a little bit farther south of here. It looked beautiful. but I just assume that they're going to be super duper crowded with Labor Day weekend, and that's something that I don't really want to deal with, especially with how my anxiety was today, a little bit high. So I'm thinking a super chill night tonight. I'm just gonna make some food. I really need to drink more water. I was not drinking enough water because I didn't really have to want to pull over to pee. But it seems like it's all worked itself out. I'm super excited, and I'm ready to rest. I'll catch you guys with an update in a little bit. So I meant to check in this morning before I checked out, however I totally forgot, but it's okay. I'm down the road a little bit between Detroit, which is the nearest town, and Brighton Bush Campground and Brighton Bush will all be staying tonight. And there's just a beautiful little picnic site kind of out here by the river, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm feeling kind of hungry, so I'm thinking I might try to make some quesadillas and eat that here, and then maybe try to go find a short hike. I'm not entirely sure what I'll continue doing, whether that be find a trail to go hike or just lounge around, or maybe just check in early and take a soak. I don't know, we'll see. Still at this little picnic site, but look how clear that water is. It looks super deep. I've seen people out there on kayaks. Don't know where they got them. That could have been fun. So I just checked into Brighton Bush. Everything went super smoothly. They gave me a map with everything on it. There's 3 meals a day. There's tubs upon tubs upon tubs of hot springs that I could go to, some cold plunges. I think I'm gonna go hit the shower house first. They ask that you shower before you get in anyways, but it's much too hot for a hot spring at the moment. And then they'll have some live music at 7:30 with dinner, it sounds like. So I've got plenty to do. I might bring my paintbrush and maybe do something if something looks cool, but for now I think I'm gonna get out, go walk around the grounds, go take a shower, and see what I want to do for the rest of the day. Hey guys, checking in from the morning. I got in here and I settled in and it was amazing. The hot springs are absolutely phenomenal. Gorgeous. The setup is very, very beautiful. You can tell that a lot of care and dedication has been put into this place. Unfortunately, a lot of it was taken down by a fire. Kind of a little bit of the history of the place. It seems like the first hot springs that were here actually burned down, and so this is the new setup, and they kind of have a phoenix as their setup, and I believe that was in 2020. So that's very unfortunate, but they've come back probably stronger than ever. But I went to the hot springs last night. I walked around, I kind of visited them all. I walked the grounds, ran into some people, just had some good conversations. The spot comes with dinner for the first night and then breakfast and lunch today. However, I don't think I'll take advantage of the lunch. I think I have to leave before that. Dinner last night, they have only vegetarian and vegan options, which is okay, I don't mind that. So we had a lentil curry, braised vegetables, some berry lemonade, which was fantastic, some quinoa tabbouleh, and just some bread. It was all very, very delicious, and I've heard great things. So I'm getting ready for breakfast here. It is currently in the 50s. So I've got my merino wool set on. I just cleaned up the back since I have to return the van today. Got everything situated. So now I'm gonna run into the hot spring to go see if anything looks good for soaking this early in the morning. or maybe just get ready for breakfast. They have a gift shop there that has some books, like a huge book selection, and a ton over herbalism. There's 2 specifically that I want. It's a 2-volume series, and it just seemed like a really, really thick, informative book about herbal plants. And it had a volume 1 and a volume 2. There was also a whole other shelf of these herbal plants books. So I might splurge a little bit and get a lot of books and bring them back. What's new? But I had a beautiful night last night. I was kind of in the hot springs until the sun went down, and then I came back, kind of read a few chapters in the van, just hung out for a bit, dried off, and then at about midnight I went out. I actually had to use the restroom before I went to bed, and I decided to walk the grounds again, and I took a little dip, and sitting in those hot springs, sitting in any hot springs, when you can see the Milky Way, I might have had a tear or two. It's not the first time that I've done something like that. I did something like that in 2020, actually, as COVID hit in Colorado. I was at another hot spring, and I remember waking up at 4 a.m. having to pee, and I went out there, and the hot spring was open and absolutely empty, so took advantage of that. I thought about doing that again today at 4 a.m., but I was tired, so I'm just gonna, and I figured that it's cold enough during the day here, or at least during the morning here, that I could get in that cold dip, and I wonder how many people are actually gonna be left, or doing that, or picking up. I know a lot of people are heading out here today, so that'll be interesting. But I'm gonna go get breakfast. I don't know when I'll pick you guys back up, but let's see. Hello again from Brighton Bush Hot Springs. I just packed up, took one last dip, and I'm ready to leave. Lunch is starting right now. I considered staying for it, but decided against it. I've got some snacks that I still need to eat through, and my GPS is saying about 2 hours to get where I need to go to drop this off. Our drop-off time is around 3. So that should put me right there. Maybe I can stop by the hotel first and drop off my stuff so I don't have to take it in an Uber. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna start heading to Portland. Goodbye, Hot Springs. I'm so sad.